guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I'm a freelancer in Cornwall. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. It's so nice to finally pick the camera up again. I feel like it has been a hot minute since I've done any vlogging. It probably won't feel like that to you guys because what happened was I had such a backlog of videos to edit and then I moved house that I've only just started getting some of the stuff from like September and October out now in December. So the last video you will have seen was probably posted about a week ago, which was my moving in vlog. That was actually filmed 6 weeks ago. So I've actually been in this house now for over 6 weeks, which is crazy to say. In this week's vlog, I'm going to bring you guys along as I try and get into the festive spirit and kind of start romanticizing winter a bit. Now, I have nothing against Christmas and I know it brings people a lot of joy and I'm not a Grinch, I promise. But at the same time, I'm not the most Christmassy person ever. I much prefer summer. And if I'm totally honest with you, I definitely suffer with the sad thing, the seasonal affective disorder or the winter blues. I definitely suffer from that. I've not been physically diagnosed, but I 100% suffer with it. I really dislike winter. I hate the dark evenings. I hate the dark mornings. I struggle to get out of bed when it's winter. I was born in July and my mum told me that when I was born there was a heat wave and it was unusually hot for this time of year in the UK. And I honestly think that that has something to do with it. I was meant for hot weather. I love being in the sunshine. I love the warmth. I love the long days. And I know some people really thrive in winter and they love the cozy season and all the Christmas lights and stuff like that, but I struggle. So I'm hoping by the end of this vlog, I'm gonna be feeling super festive and Christmassy and ready for December. So already into December, it's already the 10th of December, so I'm probably already falling a little bit behind because I know a lot of people have got their Christmas decorations up, have been going to Christmas markets, have been doing all their shopping, and I haven't really been doing much of that. A lot of my time has been taken up with this house move. It was 6 weeks ago, but if you watched my last video, you will see that it was a big move for me and I had to fully furnish this apartment myself and really spend a lot of money and time getting things together whilst running my freelance business. It's been quite a stressful 6 weeks, but also quite fun. And I do think that those kind of weeks that you have where you're really under pressure and loads is going on, you're either gonna really love that or really struggle. And I do kind of thrive under a bit of chaos. It's been fun, but Christmas has been at the back of my mind. Now, I wasn't even going to get a Christmas tree this year because I was like, there's so much other stuff that I need to buy for the flat. I don't want to spend any money that I could be saving to buy really crucial things that I need for this flat. But I had a stern talking to from my family telling me to stop being a Grinch and some of my friends as well. So I thought, you know what? Fine, I will buy a Christmas tree. I'll just buy like a relatively cheap Christmas tree that I can pop up in the corner and at least I'm getting involved with Christmas. So we are going to put up the Christmas tree this evening. So I'll show you guys what I've bought. It's going to be quite a neutral tree because as I said, I don't really have loads of decorations. When I lived alone, probably like 3 or 4 years ago now, I did have some Christmas decorations. I kind of just got rid of all of those because I didn't want to store it while I was going traveling and I was just like, I don't need this stuff anymore. So I'm kind of starting from scratch again, but I do have a few bits. I have some Christmas lights, I have a few baubles and a few like sentimental Christmas decorations that I've collected from over the years that I wouldn't have like got rid of. But you know the stuff like when you buy the filler baubles that just kind of like fill the gaps, not your sentimental decorations, they've all gone. So I'm gonna decorate the tree with what I've got, have a look at it. If I need to buy some fillers, then maybe I will, but also I'm only in this flat for 2 weeks before I then go to my parents' house for Christmas. So I'm kind of thinking, what's the point of doing this just for 2 weeks? But we need to get out of that negative mindset because even if it's 2 weeks, even if it's just me that lives here, I'm gonna get to enjoy it and that is worthwhile doing. This morning I got myself out of bed early and decided to go for a sunrise walk because, again, romanticizing winter as much as possible. When it's hard to get out of bed when it's dark, I feel like a coffee and a sunrise by the sea is the only thing that like will get me out of bed. So I got up nice and early and headed down to Newquay, which you guys will have seen. Caught an amazing sunrise. It was really beautiful. Grabbed a coffee and just kind of like took a moment to ground myself in the morning, and it's so nice to do that, and I think I'm going to try and do more of that. In the harbour this morning there were also some sea swimmers and I was so jealous of them. I kind of wish that I'd bought my sea swimming stuff, so maybe next time I'll go for a dip in the ocean. I do feel like last week was probably like the first full week that I felt I've had a bit more of a normal week where there's not been catching up on loads of crazy work or scrambling around, building flat pack, sorting out issues. I feel like I finally settled into this house a bit more, and I'm starting to just like live my normal life, and I can start to get good routines in place. So I started going back to run club. That's a big one because I, for some reason, just completely abandoned that in August. And I was really missing not only the running and keeping myself accountable by every Saturday morning having a 5K to run, but also I really miss the girls that go in that group. And it's nice to have that community here. And now I feel like I'm a bit more stable in my home life. I feel like I can do that kind of stuff. So that's something that I've been doing. I've also made a couple of tweaks in my business. There's been a few shifts with clients and I've taken on a few new clients. And I'm looking at maybe in the new year, really having a sit down and thinking, okay, we've had a really successful year, but also in that year, we have felt a lot of burnout. How can we avoid that in 2026? That's something I really want to focus on next year. Also, my freelance business turned 1 last week and I was just on such a high, reflecting over the last year and seeing how far I've come. And when I first started the freelance business, when I was back in California, I hit the publish button on my little launch post that I spent so much time and, you know, putting my website out into the world, kind of putting my dream on the line and telling people I'm going to plan to do this full time, knowing full well it could totally fail. And in a few months' time, I could be like, oh, it didn't work out and I've gone back to like a traditional in-house role. It was so scary, and I think I'm just so proud of myself for making that jump, because here we are now sitting in my home that I have managed to secure for myself with my business. I'm just so grateful for everyone that's shown any support, and yeah, the year anniversary was a big deal for me, so I was super excited about that. Plan of action for today, it's about 9:30. I've just got back from my walk. I also picked up some click and collect presents from Argos. I've tried to shop local this year and I've been picking up bits and bobs throughout December and early November at Christmas markets and ordering stuff from Cornish businesses, because I do think it's really important that we support local as much as possible if we're doing our Christmas shopping. But sometimes there are stuff that you just can't really get from local people. So I have done a small click and collect order from Argos. So I picked that up this morning, and then I posted some Christmas cards as well to family and friends that don't live nearby. Now I'm back home, I'm going to have some quick breakfast, and then I've got a call with a client from 10 till 12. And then I'm going to lock in for a few hours and do some work. And then this evening, we are going to put up the Christmas tree. Thanks again for clicking on this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's crack on with the day. Christmas tree has been put up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was quite a cheap Christmas tree from Amazon. It does look quite sweet in the corner. I think my favourite part about the Christmas tree is the lights. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of joy for the next 2 weeks looking at it all lit up in the evenings. It does feel very cosy in here. Last Christmas I wasn't in Cornwall or the UK. I had my first Christmas abroad and I spent it in California with my family who live over there, and it was a nice change to have a really sunny Christmas day and whilst it wasn't super hot, it was definitely warmer than the UK. It was quite nice to spend Christmas with that side of my family though that live in California, see their traditions. I was also there for Thanksgiving, which was quite cool, my first Thanksgiving. But yeah, I really enjoyed having a Christmas away. I'd love to go to New York for Christmas. I feel like that's quite a cliche thing to say, but I just do think it would be magical in New York at Christmas. One of my Christmas decorations you will have seen is from Vegas. I picked that up last year. So we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in Napa Valley in California. And then on Boxing Day, we did a road trip to Vegas and spent like a night in Vegas, which was really, really fun and something that I wanted to tick off my bucket list, and it was so cool to do it over Christmas. And then we went to the Grand Canyon, which was incredible. I have never been so speechless at a view. I couldn't find words. It was just unbelievable. Like, I'd never seen anything like that before. So that was really, really cool. This Christmas I'm going to be spending it at the Lizard, and I'm very excited about that. In terms of my freelance business, I think I'm going to be working up until Christmas Eve, and then I'm going to try and have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day off, and then that funny little Twixmas period, I plan to work, but maybe not at my full capacity, like maybe do sort of half days and just keep things ticking along, because I think most of my clients are going to be off for Christmas and we're getting things prepped ahead now so that we can all enjoy some much deserved time off. And then as for New Year's, I don't really know. I feel like New Year's Eve, again, I'm gonna sound like such a miserable Grinch, but I don't like New Year's Eve either. I think it's the worst, most overrated night of the year, and I don't drink anymore, but even when I did drink, I didn't like it. I feel like there's this huge pressure to have like this amazing night, and if you're going out, like out into town, everywhere is either like ticketed and overpriced or just completely rammed, and I just don't find that a very fun experience. I don't know, I'm just not fussed. I don't really go out drinking anyway on a normal evening, so like why would I do it on New Year's Eve? Again, last New Year's Eve I was still in America and we had just got back from our big road trip, so we were all absolutely knackered. Pretty sure we got back, crashed and had like a nap in the day. This was New Year's Eve day, and then we just had an evening in. We had a few glasses of champagne and just had some food, watched the fireworks on TV, and then I was in bed by 12:30, woke up New Year's Day, first day of 2025, with the worst flu I've ever had. And I've had COVID before. Actually, I think COVID was a little bit worse, but this was like up there with the most unwell I've ever felt. I felt like death, and I only had 7 days left in America before I had to fly back, and I'd been there for 3 months, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to get on this plane home. But also I was on the ESTA visa where you can stay for up to 3 months and then you have to leave, and I was like, well, I can't even like cancel my flight and leave later because I'll have overstayed my visa. So I was like praying that I'd be well enough to fly. And that's not me being dramatic. I was seriously thinking, what's going to happen here? Because I can't fly. And I was, wiped out for weeks. But luckily I was well enough on the 7th of January to get on that flight home. But it was rough. It was not nice. And when I got back, I guess I could blame it on jet lag. But I just remember being absolutely wiped out for pretty much like most of January. It took me to like get back on my feet and be absolutely wiped out for the beginning of the year when it's like New Year, fresh vibes. I was so annoyed. But other than that, Christmas last year was magical. This year I'm looking forward to it. It's just going to be nice to spend some time with family, have a little bit of time off work, time to reflect as well. I think Christmas is a really nice time to reflect on the year that's just gone. I love looking forward to the year ahead and setting some goals, and that side of it I can definitely get on board with. But this Christmas tree is giving me cozy vibes. I'm happy I've put it up. I'm gonna head to bed now because I'm absolutely knackered, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Good morning guys, happy Thursday. I have just made myself some porridge with mango. I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna head to the supermarket because this evening I want to make a batch of Christmas cookies. It's kind of part of me getting into the festive spirit, but also my best friend is coming to stay with me tomorrow. So she'll be down here tomorrow around late morning, and then we are gonna work together in the day, and then we are going to have like a girly evening in. We're actually going to watch the Taylor Swift Eras documentary that's coming out on Disney Plus tomorrow. We actually went to the Eras tour together in Lisbon in May of 2024. And when we saw that she's released this documentary, we were like, oh my God, we have to watch this together and like reminisce, because it was filmed in Europe where we went to see her. So I'm really looking forward to it. Not sure it falls under the category of festive, but I thought the Christmas cookies could make it more festive. I'm sat now like looking at my Christmas tree, and I won't lie, it is bringing me a smidge of joy that otherwise wouldn't have been here had I just had my empty space there. So I guess I'm going to say to everyone that peer pressured me into getting this tree, you were right. See, it just looks so cute, but it is missing something at the top. It does look quite sparse. It's a very minimalist tree, which I feel like is very me. You will have seen that I watched The Holiday last night, and I have a plot hole that I'd like to discuss with you all. It's been bugging me since the day I watched this film for the first time, probably 10 years ago. This might be a mini spoiler, but to be honest, the film came out in 2006, so if you haven't seen it by now, then I can't help you. So in the film, when Graham is with Amanda, and his phone keeps popping off, and it's got girls' names on his phone, and she's like, ooh, Sophie, ooh, Olivia, sorry, I didn't mean to look. What 6-year-old has a mobile phone to contact their dad with? Now, I'm not a parent, but I'm pretty sure that most 6-year-olds, is that kid even 6? I don't know. She might be younger. I feel like they're 4 and 6 or like 5 and 7. I don't know. Please, if you know, comment below. But I always think of that when I watch that film. And I do love that film. It's actually one of my favourites. So the idea is that Amanda looks at his phone and assumes it's other women that he's dating, because he's meant to be like a bit of a mysterious kind of, do we think he's married and cheating? And it turns out that actually they're his little daughters, and he's a widow, and he's this amazing father. But why would they be texting him from separate phones? I can maybe get on board with he has help, he has a nanny, and she is texting them on his behalf, or like using her phone to ring him and be like, oh, Sophie's on the phone for you, she wants to say hi. But they're not going to be like little 4-year-olds on their iPhones like texting their dad. Can someone just make that make sense for me? Thank you so much. It really bothers me. Also, I think it'd be fun if you guys comment below with your favourite Christmas film, because I'd love to know. I think The Holiday is up there for me. I also love Home Alone 1 and 2. And I really love The Muppet Christmas Carol, but that is definitely because me and my mum always watch it every year, and it's a sentimental film for us. There are just some funny phrases in that film that we always laugh at. But yeah, I just love anything to do with the Muppets. They are great over Christmas. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favourite Christmas film is. I'd love to know. Okay, it's 8 PM and I have not long finished work. Let's make some Christmas cookies and see how we get on. We are 2 minutes in, I'm on step 1, and we've hit a bit of a snagging situation. I don't have a whisk. I don't even have a handheld whisk, let alone an electric whisk. Genuinely don't have the tool I need. We're just gonna have to muddle on. I've got a fork. That can count as a whisk, right? Why don't I have a whisk? What the hell? I actually did a lot of baking in the summer, but I must have used my housemate's whisk. This could take quite a long time, and I'm a bit annoyed. time to do the taste test and see what these cookies are looking like. Okay, cheers. No, it's good. Oh, it's very good. Wow, I really wasn't backing myself there, but that's pretty damn good. You can kind of hear. See, it's got a bit of a crunch on the top of it. No notes. No notes for myself. Pretty happy. I'm gonna have my little decaf tea and my cookie, and I will catch up with you tomorrow morning. Happy Friday, the sun is shining and the weekend is here. I've got some fun plans this weekend. My first ever house guest is coming to stay this evening, my friend Lucy, as I said earlier in the vlog. It's going to be lovely to have someone to stay, and I've just given the flat a little bit of a tidy up this morning, and I thought now that the flat is looking really tidy, ready for my guest, I thought maybe I could show you guys a little bit of a house update and just show you what I've done with the place in the last 6 weeks. I think we've got the basics down now, and maybe like the coming months will be more about decorating and kind of putting my stamp on it, because I do feel like it still feels a little bit neutral, and I definitely want to add a bit more of my personality, get some fun prints, house plants, cushions, that kind of thing. Let's give you a little bit of a house tour, an updated house tour. This is my bedroom currently. It kind of looks the same as when I last vlogged. Ignore the Christmas presents on the floor there, they need to be wrapped. But yeah, pretty much similar vibes. As I said, I got a lot of this furniture from my old house. I think something that is new is this mirror, which I got from the range, which is quite nice. Maybe I will move this mirror into the hallway and get a proper like floor length mirror, because it does kind of cut my feet off. Something else that's new in my bedroom is this wardrobe. I bought this one from Habitat, and to be honest, I'm still traumatized from building it. It was not easy to build. The person who wrote the instructions, and I'm using the word instructions very loosely, needs to be sacked. And yeah, thank God I had a friend that could come over and help me build this. Even with two of us, it was a real challenge, I won't lie. There were tears shed. Next up, we have my favourite room of the house, probably, which is my office. It's just so nice to have a space that I can come into, work, and then shut the door and leave work behind, especially as I do work from home. It's still quite empty in here, but some new things that you wouldn't have seen in my last vlog. We got some curtains, which is always good. I've put up some prints, and then I've got myself a little printer as well. Now what I want to do is buy kind of like a chest of drawers, like a mini chest of drawers, maybe from IKEA, to pop here, so then I can put my printer on top and then have all of my stationery, because currently all of my stationery is in that cupboard and the cupboard in the hallway, which, if you've ever watched Friends, definitely resembles Monica's secret cupboard. I have just chucked all of the stuff that I haven't known what to do with in there, so yeah, it's a bit of a hot mess. And then in the living room and kitchen, I feel like quite a lot has changed in here. So the biggest update is the table and chairs. They're from IKEA. I bought them about 3 weeks ago, so that still feels relatively new. At the moment, I've only got 2 chairs because it's just me here, but the table does pull out and you can have more people sat around the table, which is nice to have that option. I also want to get some little seat cushions for these chairs, just because it's very white at the moment. We've got this lovely fluffy rug as well, which was perfect for this space. These curtains are really annoying me. They came from the old house and I popped them up when I moved in, but they don't quite reach the floor. So when they're pulled, you kind of just see like half of the radiator. So what I think I need to do is either get like full floor length ones or just get some shorter ones like I've got in the office. I also don't really like the blue in here. I kind of want this room to be really warm and cozy. So I'm thinking maybe like an orange or a yellow kind of curtain to brighten it up a bit in here because it is quite grey and white. I also want to put some prints up on the wall here and get some cushions too, because again, the sofa, whilst it is lovely and it was a steal because I got it from my friend, it definitely needs some zhuzhing up, maybe some throws as well. But I've just been focusing on buying the really essential stuff like the dining table. I also got this adorable lamp from IKEA, which I absolutely love. It's so pretty and it wasn't too expensive either. I think it was £35, but if you turn it on, you'll see it's just so pretty. I'm obsessed. It's really bright as well. So when I have it on, and I'm here in the evening, I can kind of just have this lamp on and it still lights the room really nicely. There's not much new to report in the kitchen because I feel like when I moved in, that was the one room that I'd kind of bought a lot of stuff for. The only thing I can think of that's new in the kitchen is the microwave. I didn't have a microwave for about a month. When the Christmas tree goes, I'd also like to get a really lovely big houseplant to put in the corner because I think we need some greenery in here. And when I take the Christmas tree down, it's going to feel really, really bare. Hope you enjoyed the little house update. I'm going to head to work now because it's 10 a.m. and I haven't even opened my laptop yet and I still have lots to do, even though I feel like it's already the weekend. It's not. I have a lot of work to do today, so I'm going to crack on with some work and I will catch up with you guys later. Good morning, happy Saturday. It is a gloriously sunny day today in Cornwall and I'm here for it. I don't know where the sun has come from, but it has lifted my spirits like I cannot even describe. Winter in Cornwall can be quite tough. I think if you know, you know. But when the sun comes out like this, there is absolutely nowhere I would rather be in the world. It is so beautiful and yeah, just having a bit of vitamin D, feeling a bit of warmth on my skin was just what I needed yesterday. So my friend Lucy came to visit. We went for a lovely walk along the coastal path in Newquay from Porth to Watergate, and then we stopped in at SeaSpace, had a coffee, and I did a couple of hours work. Then after that I went to a padel taster session at SeaSpace. It was organised by my run club, so it was all of the girls that normally go to my run club and my book club. We decided to do this padel taster session and SeaSpace kindly gave us an hour for free just to try it out, and it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I think I'm gonna have to look at the memberships and see how much it costs because I do really want to do that again. It was just so much fun to be trying a new hobby but also like being with the girls at the run club and socializing at the same time. It was so much fun. And then after the paddle session, me and my friend Lucy went back to mine and we had a little Taylor Swift watch party for the documentary series that came out on Disney Plus yesterday. Would highly recommend. It was an emotional roller coaster. I wasn't really expecting to cry on the first episode, but it was really, really good. And I'm excited to see the rest of the episodes. They come out every Friday. I kind of wanted to binge watch all of them, but it's fine. It'll keep us entertained over the winter months. And yeah, I would highly recommend any Swifties to check that out. As you can see, I'm in my car now. I have just parked up at the beach in Falmouth. I've decided to drive here today to get a roasty toasty from Castle Beach Cafe. Now, again, this is a bit of an if you know, you know. Emily, who runs the cafe, does these roasty toasties and they are infamous. Everyone loves them and raves about them, and I've never tried one. I don't know, for whatever reason, I've just either not been here during the time that she's selling them, or I've just missed out. And this year I was like, enough's enough. This is the year I'm going to try a roasty toasty, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I think, because trust me, it's the talk of the town, honestly. It's basically a roast dinner in a toasty, and then it comes with this gravy dip. Honestly, my mouth is watering right now just thinking about it. It's 11:30 now, and it's a bit early. I'm being a bit of a keen bean, but I did not want to drive all the way from Newquay to Falmouth for a roasty toasty just to find out they'd sold out. So I was like, I'm getting here early. I'm gonna definitely bag myself a toasty. Also, if you watched one of my vlogs from like a few months ago, you will remember I came to this very cafe, got a toasty. It wasn't a roasty toasty, just a pesto and cheese toasty, and it got robbed by a seagull, and I sat in this very car on this very road ranting about the seagull. So best believe I'm going to guard this thing with my life, because if a seagull steals my roasty toasty, we're going to have beef. Like, we're going to have a problem. So I am going to grab my roasty toasty, and I'm either going to see if they have like a seat in their indoor seating area to eat it safely from the seagulls, or I'm coming straight back to this car and eating it, which is really sad because it's the most beautiful day and I feel like I could happily eat outside, but I'm not risking it. It's just not worth it. So anyway, I'm going to get the roasty toasty. Then I might do like a little walk around the beaches, get some fresh air. And then I really want to hit up the Christmas markets in Penryn. They do a makers market every year at Jubilee Wharf. I think that's what it's called. I'll pop it in the comments below where it is, although by the time this video goes out, it will have been over because it's only on for one weekend, but you can check it out next year. Sadly, my friend Lucy's not with me today. She had to drive back to Exeter this morning because she's a pilot, so she's got planes to fly, which is fair enough. So I am doing a little solo day, which will be really fun. I'm just doing the walk to Pendennis Point now. I lived in Falmouth during COVID, and when we were allowed to do our like hourly daily walks, I would always do this walk with a podcast in. Normally Happy Place by Fern Cotton, but yeah, just walking here now, it's fully taking me back to that time, which is crazy. Just over there in the distance you can see St Anthony's Lighthouse, and then we are also just across from St Maur's. That's St Maur's Castle over there, which is kind of the sister castle of Pendennis, which is just behind me here.
Happy Christmas to you.
I've just got home and found this outside my door, and it's from one of my clients. They've sent me a little Christmas gift. How lovely is that? It's a Christmas wreath baking set. So you've got all the ingredients here, the dry ingredients. I think you need to have, like, it says milk, butter and eggs, and then you've got everything else you need to make a Christmas wreath bread cakey thing. It will definitely test my baking skills. If we've learned anything from the Christmas cookies, it's that I'm gonna have to buy a whisk before I attempt this. How lovely is that though? So thoughtful. It's even got a little QR code there that says scan the QR code and play our festive playlist. Morning guys, I've just made myself some crumpets with raspberry jam for breakfast and a little tea. I'm so tired. It's Christmas Run Club morning. It's about just gone 8 o'clock, but what a morning for it. I mean, I opened the curtains and I was not expecting to see that amazing pink sky. I'm gonna get the run done and then I'm coming back here to do some work because I kind of took most of Friday off and all of yesterday off, and I'm also off on Tuesday, so even though it's Sunday I am going to work. And then this evening I'm driving back to Falmouth for a Christmas dinner with my friends at Chain Locker in Falmouth, so I'll bring you guys along for that, and we're doing the 3-course festive menu, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's 5:30 now and I'm just about to head out the door to drive to Falmouth. I'm going for a Christmas meal with my friends at the Chain Locker. Run Club this morning was so much fun. I feel like it really set me up for the day, and I'm really proud of myself because when it ended and I came home, the last thing I wanted to do was open the laptop and start working on a Sunday, but I really locked in and got everything that I needed to get done, so I feel like I'm going into Monday feeling prepared and happy that I kind of just got the stuff done that I needed to get done. Got a little bag of goodies here to take with me, and I'm just looking forward to some good food and a bit of a catch up with the girls. Just got back home, it's 10:30 p.m, had a lovely evening, the food was amazing. I am definitely in a bit of a food coma at the moment, so I'm going to sign this vlog off here now guys, but thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the vlog, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!